don't know if you guys have ever had this when you're like in between sleep and awake, and you'll just understand. Like many times I've been half asleep, and I think, oh, that's that problem to that global solution. I should write it down. I should write it down. It seems so simple, and then when it comes to like, right, I'm gonna get up, write it down. By the time you're actually in wake mode, it's just gone. Has anyone else experienced that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's normal.
Normal. Yeah. Every day.
Normal for weird people.
Yeah, fascinating.
Or even inspiration, and you think like, oh, this is going to be such a
Yeah,
great
for sure.
idea for a movie. I don't know
Yeah.
about you guys. I always think of movies.
It's
When,
always at the time your head hits the pillow.
Yeah, and then you wake up, it's like, huh, what was that plot again?
Mm. But this
Gone
is
with the
the
wind.
this is the that is the collective consciousness that needs to be tapped into, and that is also the reason why we must be on Seeker's journey to enhance those spiritual powers. Because when we do, then we're able to grab those ideas.
Step into
And-
the river.
Yeah, and then when and when you're able to step into that river, then a life of abundance will happen to you in physical form, in physical reality, because you are serving a much higher purpose. You are delivering what is required from
The upper
those that are
realms.
above,
Yeah,
different
yeah,
realm.
yeah.
So we must not forget. I tell these girls all the time. I say,
So you have to get up and
I
write
say,
it down.
I say, when you wake up, no, hold it. You need to hold it. You need to remember it. Your practice is remembering it. If you remember it, then, and you start having that type of spiritual powers, there's a lot more that will come for you in life.
Actually, well, now while we're here about talking about dreams, that I don't know if you remember that day where I woke up and I said I've been having a lot of dreams where I then just suddenly in my dream I started, or in real life I started like, I don't know, screaming or getting scared or something, and then he usually wakes me up, and then one time he said, no, go back and just tell yourself it's not real and go back, and then
And
just
go through it.
just keep walking forward, and then it will disappear. So whenever I noticed that, I've been trying to practice that, and it didn't work like a lot of times. But then recently, I think a few days ago, it's like it was a lot of people chasing me and trying to, like, have swords and trying to, like get to me. And then I ran to a cubicle, but I was just not in time to close it, and then they were there. And then at one point I was just like, okay, for some reason I remembered him saying that, and it's like I just stood still, and then I just closed my eyes and I just told myself this is not real. I closed my eyes, I breathed it in and out, and then everything stopped, and I just walked away, and it just felt very peaceful, very calm. And then all the people who were there, like in that city or something, started like very joyful and started playing and cheering. And I just walked away, and then I walked into a different scene, like we were suddenly in a restaurant. And I don't know what the reason is for that, basically. Like, it's not like what you say, oh, you get an inspiration, or
So
like this is the answer to a cause, and then I forget that. But
So these are different games and different levels of games for that the game designer, the architect, would need to place to check your spiritual powers, to check your powers, your strength. Now you pass one. That's why I always say, don't you should not die and dream. Some people they keep dying and dream. Their strength is not strong enough, because we will all be able to defeat that if you can bring yourself into that level of consciousness. If you bring yourself into that level of consciousness and you know that it's not real, and you come back out and everything will clear, then it's cleared. You can wake up at that time. If you wake up at that time, once you've cleared it, in this lifetime, you will find the next blessing will come to you. So this is because they know that, oh my God, your mental strength, your spiritual strength is so strong now. So now they can give you the next thing. So it would keep happening that way. Recently, a few other students, disciples have been asking have been experiencing similar things, and we've been working through that. And I always say to people, I said this during Wealth Yogi time as well. I said the closest visual that you will be able to learn, like actually see it in real, is the movie Divergent, Divergent,
Need to watch that.
Insurgents, Allegiance, those three, because there's a moment where they inject into the body, then they go into dream, then loads of things happen. Have you watched it before? Yeah, then loads of weird things happen. Then they just need to know that it's not real. Then suddenly the whole thing clears up. So that is a very, very accurate representation of how it's working, except we don't need the injection, because the moment we go to sleep, this is actually what happens. We go into a different dimension, different part of the game, and they are testing us. So they are testing us for
they?
powers.
Who's they?
Oh dear. Daniel and Paul. Daniel, Paul, and Jackie. So
But the same thing as well. Mom story with Abba. It's the same thing. So basically, also in a dream, our mom told us that she had to overcome a fear, and the moment that she did overcome a fear, you know, the grace that we have. Then from that moment, he started to be able to guide and educate and help more. So he could closer connect to that spirit because she had to overcome these things first.
yeah, so keep testing that way.
Yeah.
It's very
Interesting.
very good. That's why when people they wake they're like, I'm being chased, I run, and then they wake up. I say no.
Go back.
Don't go back, and you can, because everybody's done it before. Everybody, but you don't usually go back to those ones. You usually go back to the ones you enjoy, right?
Yeah.
It's like you have a good time. Now you're like, okay, I want to go back. So you kind of squint the eyes and you kind of worm your way back into the wormhole. You know, you do it. I mean, if you had to break down strategy, you wouldn't even know. I mean, how would you explain it, right?
Yeah.
But it is that kind of like it feels a little bit like that, right? You wiggle. You don't wiggle. So you do. So that moment you open your eyes and it's just like, man, no, it's a dream, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
And you kind of like just look.
Didn't work.
Relax.
I didn't wiggle.
Oh,
and the funny thing is, it's how do you get back in? Is if you can relate to this, is the middle ground between trying and letting go.
Yes.
Get me back in. Get me back in. No, you won't come. Get me back in. Relax. Get me back in. Sleep. Right? It's the midst, which is everything works.
Oh,
that way.
I
Flow
should have
works that
known
way.
that strategy before. I remember being a kid, and then I had a dream where I had to do all kinds of chores. I had to clean the whole house, I had to wash the car, and all of these different things, because in the end I was getting an ice cream. And that ice cream, you just have to imagine it was the best ice cream ever. It has like really like all these layers that you see in these cartoons. And then I was about to go eat, but then there was one missing piece. So then my mom grabbed the final missing piece, which was a cherry
wake
that
up.
goes on top. And I was like, okay, now it's complete.
No.
And I worked so
Did you
hard.
wiggle?
That's what you were missing.
I was missing that.
That's
She
what you're
missed the
missing.
wiggle.
Yeah.
Number one,
Can you
close
wi-
your eyes.
can I
Number
wiggle
two,
back to that one?
try. Number three, wiggle.
Wiggle.
And number four, relax. Four steps.
Can I now still wiggle my way back to that dream?
You can try.
I'm sure you could try.
Try. The ice cream will still be there, but it might be melted.
Yeah. Fascinating, huh?
So very excited to go to sleep every day now.
Yeah.
To try again.
I'm thinking.
No,
Next
but,
level.
no,
Try
but
to
what,
be
what,
awake.
what we were saying was, it's good. I mean, that's the good.
Mm.
Usually when people have nightmares, they don't want to go
Yeah,
back.
don't wanna go
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, when you have that nightmare, go back, complete the mission.
Fascinating.
Yeah, go back,
Just walk
complete
away.
the mission.
so.
Yeah, go back with a conscious mind, knowing that I'm powerful. It's not real. I'm gonna go back in. Do the same wiggle. Go back in, and once you're in, then it's coming again. It's coming at you. And then if you bring your consciousness into that moment, you say, "You're not real."
Wow.
Now you can happily wake up. Yeah, and then watch. There'll be changes happening in your life. Watch what happens. It's beautiful.
Well, I actually have another question, because I don't know if anyone has it before, that you have the same dream you've had like a few times.
Yeah.
So why do you keep
If you don't
have
complete-
the same dream?
If you don't complete the one that you complete, you will never go back again.
Mm.
You will not. There's no way. there has to be a glitch in the system if it does happen, but it doesn't happen. Yeah, because you completed. The only reason you go back in is because you messed up the first time, so they'll keep putting you back in the same problem. Yeah.
So if you have the same,
I
dream,
used
you
to
need
have one when I was a kid. I used to have one. This guy used to come with he used to inject me all the time. And I used to like really scared of this guy, this bald guy. I still remember what he looks like because every single night I would cry. Like this was probably 4 years old or something like that. I used to run to mum and dad's bedroom. Every night it was the same thing, and I used to die at the same. Like it used to be like, come inject, and then I'm dead, and then come inject, It was the same scene every single day, and I'm like, no, don't come to me again. So, yeah, but it's because you don't complete.
Fascinating.
But is that so? That's just like a scene they put into your mind, or is it like something you?
No, you are
been
somewhere else.
through,
You are going
or
through.
Is it like
So we are in game now. They are just
Very
putting
slow
you
game.
into different game and then
Fascinating.
testing you. So you are moving.
And
Now you're
sometime-
in a character. There you're in a character.
Yeah, sometimes it's past life experiences as well that need to be dealt with or something like that.